Hey y'all, happy Sunday, and welcome to another episode of the Let's Talk About Life podcast. I am your girl Sheena. Hold on, y'all, because this tea is good. I'm doing some chamomile and some peppermint tea together. Delicious and refreshing at the same time. I don't know, y'all, I'm gonna be honest. Tonight is one of those nights that I am literally up here because I need to be up here, not because I want to be, but um yeah, we're gonna make it do what it do. I don't even know really what I'm gonna talk about because it's just been that kind of a week. Um, what I would say is, I just ask for those that are genuine to just pray for me. If you're not genuine and you know that you don't even be praying for yourself, girl, don't worry about it. Sit this one out. But what I will say is that over this past week, um, while I found myself being encouraging to others, hold on, because I did not plan. I ain't trying to get up here and be crying and stuff. While I found myself being encouraging to others and pouring into others and just kind of being there for others or whatever, I haven't shown up for myself this week at all. Um, yeah, I haven't worked out all week. I'm not gonna say I've been just eating what I want to eat, but I've been eating all kinds of times. And just haven't really been taking care of myself the way that I typically do. Um, I've had a headache every day. I just really haven't been feeling it. And I've just been battling with things that haven't been a thing for me. Like that song, I think it's by Jonathan McReynolds, Cycles. Like some of the things that's my thoughts on that I'm just I see that the internet is not want to see that the internet is not wanting to cooperate with me as I'm looking at the bandwidth or whatever. But yeah, it's just been one of those weeks where I've been second guessing a lot. I don't know if I told y'all, I probably didn't, but um one of the self-care things I did for myself, I started back in January, just to kind of, I know them cats ain't in there fighting. Anyway, um, anyway, one of the things that I started doing this year back in January, is I started getting my toes done and my eyebrows done, just to kind of something consistent. And to be honest, it's something I've had to make myself do, um, because your girl don't like to spend no money on what seems like frivolous things. But it's one of those things where it's just for me. It's something to upkeep, you know what I'm saying? Because these feet be crusty. So it was a way to like, keep up with that kind of in preparation for summer, but just as a whole. And then, just something for me, something that I enjoy and something that I've wanted to get into. The daggone shot that gave me athlete's foot. Okay. And that is, I'm sure nobody else would tell that little piece of business, but I mean, of all things, right? I say, okay, I'm gonna start getting my feet done, just as a way to pour back into myself, and take care of myself or whatever. And then I look up, and then my little big toenails want to try to come off because the daggone trifling shops are obviously not sanitizing things as they should, and all of the things. So now well, I do need to go back and get my eyebrows done because they're looking a little rough. Obviously, I'm not going back there to get my feet done at all. But now I'm not going to get my feet done nowhere because now I'm taking the little medicine for the daggone athlete's foot, which is crazy, and putting a little cream on it, and then my toenails all messed up. So now I can't even wear no sandals this summer, right? Um, which my sister told some girl, if you don't just put some black toenail polish on that toenail, that no, no. I say all of that to say super random, but it's just one of those things, like it just goes to speak to where I've kind of been this week, of just feeling like, Lord, even when I try to do something, look what happened, right? So what was the point of me even trying to like pour into myself in that way? And then of course I picked the worst nail shop in the world, and now my toenails all jacked up. You know what I'm saying? Or like, if you know me, you know I listen to primarily gospel music. And when I say primarily gospel music, I mean I listen to church music all the time. Um, a lot of it is because of me being on the praise team at church. Our turnaround time on songs is it's a pretty vicious cycle if you're not used to that kind of thing, and we're always learning new songs. And so just so I can kind of stay on the up and up, I started listening to more gospel music. But I realized, so within the past week, randomly, I started just listening to my liked songs playlist as opposed to like my church song playlist. And came across some good like songs over the years, because my like songs is how whatever songs I've liked since I've been on Spotify. So you got all the R&B, you got rap, whatever. And sadly, as I listened to said songs, it just took me down an inappropriate memory lane, is what I'm gonna say. Then the next thing you know, now I'm scrolling extra hard on Facebook. I'm looking up people that I shouldn't be looking up, or just thinking about what was. And there's another song, I think it's by Jonathan McReynolds as well, that's called Moving On, right? I'm moving on. Everything in my rear view is what does it say? Listen, that's why I don't know the words. So I ain't what does it say? Everything in my rear view can't compare to all of the things that's going on in my life, or something like that. I'm moving on. I'm forgetting the things in the past, essentially. And so, like I said, it's funny how, they say protect your ear gates and stuff like that. Um, it's so funny that just I ain't even listened to the daggone R&B and all of the things for one full day. I listened to it. Matter of fact, it was last Friday, matter of fact. So it's been over a week, because it was the same day that my car started acting up. Um, yeah, because I know it's this one song called Gutter Gutter by, who is it? It's a rapper or whatever, but this guy I used to talk to was listening to the song in my car, and I like the song, and so it stayed with me. So like I said, it's one of those things where, like I said, I started listening to the music, I flew on down memory lane, got to thinking of this and feeling for that and all of the things. And one of the things that I can say, and like I said, once I realized that I was kind of off, because I almost noticed right away, I went right on back to listen to my church music. But it's funny because like I said, this week I just found myself uh thinking about things I really shouldn't even be wasting my time thinking on. Saying stuff like listening to the praise team songs. Oh God, if I just don't want to listen to these songs at all. I'm so sick of just all of these things that I never say. You know what I'm saying? I even found myself at one point, child, so what, this Friday, which was what, 4th of July, the boys and my granddaughter, they went to their cousin's house so that they could watch the fireworks and stuff. So once George asked me could he use the car so that they could go, honey. Now I'm sitting in here going, oh girl, you might as well go ahead and smoke and just have you a real good chill night while everybody gone, because how often is it that you get the night by yourself? Now, with that being said, your girl ain't smoked no weed since January, okay? And I have promised myself, because I know somebody said, well, girl, you ain't smoked since January, girl, just smoked the blunt. Not this one. Because one thing I don't do is have great self control. right? And so again, we know that technically smoking is not a sin and it's everything. And it's when you do things and when you do things excessively, that's when it becomes a sin. But see, that's the point, right? It starts with, I just talked to my sister about this when we was going to Richmond to see my mama. Starts off with a little piece of blunt that you can only hit 2 times because it's been so long since you smoked. You super high off for 2 puffs. And then it turns into, now I got the little piece of blunt sitting in there that I didn't smoke, and that thing is calling me until I smoke it. So I'm going to smoke on that over time, whether it takes me 2-3 weeks. And over time, I'm going to look up and say, oh, I like the feeling. So now I'm going to smoke again, and then I'm going to smoke again. And then I look up, and then I'm smoking every day, which is what happened to me last year. Every year when we do the Daniel fast, I fast from the daggone weed. I go through withdrawal symptoms. I go through all of the things to leave it alone. And I say I'm never going to smoke again because I be feeling so bad going through all of the things. And I pick it back up. And like literally, I've been very proud of myself because last year I started back on Mother's Day. Just because it was a crappy day, to be honest. And to be honest, this year won't no better. I was up here crying. I was up here crying, but I didn't smoke though. Because like I said, don't get me wrong, your girl, I do enjoy it. I really do. But it's not all that I would want to be doing. If I was smoking every day, I wouldn't be able to get up here rightfully and do no daggone podcast, because I would be so caught up in thinking and doing absolutely nothing. That's the thing about it. I'm just not productive when I be smoking. I want to listen to the good music and zone out and decipher the world in my head and do absolutely nothing. And then I look up and days and I mean, I still work and all of that, but outside of working, days go by and I'm going, well, dang, what did I do this week? And I ain't nobody got time for that. So yeah, but it's just been a week of just feeling tempted, like the enemy has been on my back. Girl, just go ahead and smoke. Girl, just reach out to the guy. Just, you know what I'm saying? Anything that don't, what you need to work out for. It's dreary outside. It's you know what I'm saying? It's raining. You don't feel like it. You know what I'm saying? You ain't seeing no results, no way. So what you got to keep working out for? Girl, go ahead and eat the daggone Popeyes. You know you've been doing good and not eating no fast food, but go ahead and not only, like, I know you got to eat it because you're out and about and you got to eat something, but just eat the worst thing you could think of, because who cares? Just do it. That's what the week has been, right? And like I said, I came home today. Church was good. Praise and worship went better than I thought it was because our last couple practices have been weird. So praise and worship was good. Jalen's word was good. Because the pastor been taking a break. Excuse me. Excuse me. The pastor been taking a break, and he's been getting some of the ministers in training to preach. So that's been really nice. Jalen was he used I think he called it a parable, but like he compared the Lion King, which I thought was cool, to like our walk with Christ, and how we essentially we get off track based off of things that happen in our life, kind of with Simba, like he was the Lion King, or the prince at one time. Then his daddy died, and he should have been the king, but of course, because of what he had went through, he ran away. He wanted to take the easy route and just live his best life outside of the responsibilities of being that king. And kind of the same thing with us, where kind of what I've been battling with this week, right? We have these standards because we are children of God, right? Because conviction has not always been there. There was a time that I would like to blunt up regardless and feel good about it and not think twice. There was a time when I would mess with a married man and not even think twice about it. There was a time when I would be shacked up for years and years and years and not think twice about it, eat what I want, do what I want, not think about it. And like I said, I wasn't convicted, but over time, as you grow in your walk with Christ, you start becoming very aware and hypersensitive to the things that you should be doing right. And sometimes you just feel like, oh, it would be easier, like you said, to practice Hakuna Matata. You know what I'm saying? Whatever will be, will be. Sometimes we want to just dwell in the easy parts of life, and you know what I mean. I'm at a point that I feel like I'm fighting to do the right things. You know what I'm saying? I'm fighting to, and my right things are going to be different from the next person's things, right? Because it's based off of whatever journey we're on and whatever vices we have and whatever it is, that keeps us up at night, I'll say. So yeah, it's been a week, and tomorrow's another day. It's late, actually. It's almost 10 o'clock, and I'm just getting up here because I took my little nap after church. Like I said, it was hot. I mean, it was a little warm in church. I mean, it was hot, but it won't like unbearable to me because I'd be cold anyway. But by the end of service and us trying to take our pictures for the scrapbook that they making or whatever, my head was banging. It was hot outside. My head continued to hurt. I was hungry. Stopped over to get these jeans from my niece. Her little air conditioner went out. It was super hot in there. Then plus they smoke and all of that. So then I was in the weeds of, in the thick of just the smoke. And it's funny because for me to even think about wanting to smoke, that weed smoke I smelled just had me like eyes burnt, throat burnt. Ugh. Yeah. And then because like I said, I'm gonna wrap this up because I was told that I am not to say I won't be before you long, because every time I say that I'm up here for 45 minutes or more. So I'm not gonna say that. But yeah, so another thing I've been doing this week is I just been saying kind of like I always do, I ain't gonna lie. You know what I'm saying? I don't dwell on, I try not to idolize marriage and being in a relationship and all of the things, but there are times where certain things happen that I be thinking like, Lord, it would be so much easier with my partner. So two things with that, right? For one, I seen this thing on social media because I ain't gonna lie, your girl been scrolling. I ain't been working out. I ain't been doing all the things. That's probably why I got the headache, because I've been scrolling in the black screen. This one thing I seen, this person was saying, Lord, I am so ready for a relationship, Lord. I done did all of the things. I'm so ready. He said, ready for the relationship with me. In other words, you trying to get with so and so, or have somebody come and whatever, right? Be a person. I'm still trying to get you to lock in with me. So one, I felt convicted with that because I just be struggling. Now I read a verse of the day. And I even go as far as, if the verse of the day is good, I'll go ahead and read that whole chapter of whatever the verse of the day is. Like I think today I read in Romans 8, that talked about like essentially not feeding into your sinful nature. Don't let all of your sinful thoughts kind of like overrule everything you got on, which I guess is perfect for what I've been having going on, right? How you really got to focus on God and think of all of the things related to God and your good walk, because if not, you almost like damning yourself to hell by feeding in and getting sucked into the sinful thoughts. For those who know the Bible real hard, I know that was probably a real raggedy rendition or breakdown, but that's what I got out of it. But yeah, so I read that and I was just like, Lord, I know that I could read the Bible more. I know that I could be in these devotionals. I know I could be reading all of these books that I keep buying on Amazon that should get me closer to you. I do know that. Now I'm still gonna say, Lord, I just feel like life would be a little bit easier. Not easier because I know there would be challenges in other areas. I would be content with, I don't know. I'm just gonna say sometimes I feel like I gotta be perfect before I get the things that I want. And who's perfect? Right? So then it made me feel like I don't want to say nothing too negative because I don't want to speak nothing into existence. But yeah, like I just feel like the bar for me, the standard for me is always so high. It's always so high. I'm not even gonna go down that rabbit hole. Um, yeah, because I always feel like there's always more for me to do. Like I said, again, comparison is evil, is of the devil, because nobody else is on the same walk as me. But my gosh, there's always so much I have to do before I get the things that I want. And I understand that that's life and it is what it is. But I'm not going to sit up here and act like sometimes I'll be thinking, come on, Lord. Come on, Lord. Send me the man that's so wrapped up in you that he gonna help me get closer and be all in the Bible and all of the things. You know what I'm saying? Why I gotta get it right first. You know what I'm saying? But I don't want to be on no woe is me kind of energy, to be honest, because it's gonna make me upset. But then the other thing I saw, not even the other thing I saw. What I saw was the message saying like, okay, you said you want a relationship, but I'm trying to figure out if you try to have a relationship with me, or what is it that you try to do, right? The other thing that happened to me on Friday was I accepted it. I don't even be on Facebook like that. I don't even have an app on my phone, but I went through Messenger and I just happened to pop up there, and this guy had sent me this friend request, very handsome guy. And I literally just said, which is not something I truly do. Looked at his profile. He only had a few pictures, probably a scammer. Who knows? Who knows, right? I said, okay, David, I'm gonna go ahead and just accept your friend request because you cute. And he reached out almost immediately. And we chit-chatted for that day. And to be quite honest, I was kind of like, he keep asking me questions about myself. I'm irritated. And the thing is, girl, how you gonna get to know somebody if you don't want to, do all of the things? Whether it's in Messenger, whether it's on a dating app, whether it's in person, whether you text and whatever you're talking about, y'all still got to ask questions to get to know each other. Now, and I will say now, I was making some treats for my mama on Friday. I had I just put too much on myself. I gave myself a 1-day turnaround to make her treats, knowing goodness well that I didn't want to do it and I wanted to be relaxing. So I spent the whole day in the kitchen on Friday trying to get her stuff together so I could then drive to Newport News to meet my sister, to then go to Richmond to drop said treats off and give me some body oils, which I am happy about the body oils. Golden Sand. I love Golden Sand body oil. So if somebody, now I don't need none. I probably won't need none for 2 years because I got me 2 big bottles, but if anybody knows somewhere around here that has good imported oils or whatever, let me know, because like I said, I went all the way to Richmond for mine. The little shop that the girl that used to work with me got me, they got the oils for me from before. The shop happened to be less than a mile from my mama's house, so we went there. But yeah, so I was already in the kitchen doing all of that. So it made me a little bit irritated because, like I told my sister, I want to be laid on my stomach on the bed, kicking my feet up in the air like this and texting on my phone or whatever. And that it wasn't that, you know what I'm saying? So I was kind of like, don't ask me what my favorite color, don't, all of the things. And so it had me like, well, girl, if you don't want to take the time to get to know nobody, then how was you gonna find how did that work? How did that work? Because you got to take the time. And then to be honest, he was older. He was 61. He said he was 61 going on 22. On 22. 61 going on 62. I'm 41. So, that's a 20-year age difference, which already kind of had me like, but which my sister was like, girl, you probably need you older man. Da, 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 da. Well, shit, he could be my granddaddy. Well, not my granddaddy. I'm tripping. Not my granddaddy, but anyway, because that ain't even the point. Put the age to the side. There was something about the there was something about the messages in general that seemed off to me because again, like I said, this is through Facebook. This is a messenger. I went and looked at his page. He obviously wasn't really up there because it was a fairly new page, just a few pictures of himself, no information. And I don't be on Facebook either, but I've been up there for so long. There's at least a history of me posting or something. So you can kind of something, you can see something. That was sketchy. He wanted my number immediately, which I'm kind of like, I don't even know. I mean, obviously you could block him if you don't want to talk to him, but it made me pause. And then something about the messages and the way they read when I would ask a certain question, he would come back to some hello waving, either you slow or something, or I don't know, y'all. I'm gonna be real. I walked up on two girls having a conversation at church today, right at the end of the church. And one of the things the girl was saying, like, sometimes when you've been in a relationship before, you be like bruised and damaged. So even at the thought of going into something else, you're real weary and your heart is closed off or whatever the case might be. I don't know if that's the case. But it made me think for me, one, I know I wasn't as open as I could because, like I said, as I was trying to get the Teresa stuff done, I really didn't feel like being bothered, to be honest. But I felt like I was either talking to like AI or something, because you never know these days. You don't know. I felt like maybe I was talking to AI or some type of thing where it was going to end up being some kind of a scam. When they come talk about, all of the things that they do. Or this is going to sound crazy, y'all. Or I felt like it was somebody that I already knew. Maybe somebody that I had blocked, if that makes sense. I felt like it was somebody that I had blocked and they were trying to reach out to me because this particular person that I'm talking about, I mean, there could be a couple people, but this particular person that I'm talking about, even after I blocked his number and stuff, he reached out to me on another number for my birthday just to say happy birthday. It was kind of like, yeah, because you blocked me, da, da, da. And I didn't continue to talk to him or anything like that. But I don't know. I remember the feeling I got when he called me on my birthday. The phone, he called me the day before. I saw the number, I didn't recognize it. I declined it. The number called me right back, and it was a feeling that I got that made me answer the phone because I don't answer the numbers that I don't know. I answered, hey, this is, who this is. Happy birthday. You blocked me. I said, thank you. I appreciate it. He was, oh no, he just said, hey, Sheena, happy birthday. I just wanted to say it in advance. I said, thank you. I appreciate it. This is so and so. I said, of course, I recognize your voice, but that was that. So then I was like, based off of the favorite color, just certain things. Do you still believe in love? Still believe in love? How would what? Anyway, I felt like I was talking, it was possibly somebody that I knew already that was trying to like get in contact with me and act like they were somebody else, which I could be wilding. I could just be on some, because of things that have happened in the past. I want to think of all of the preposterous ideas of situations to keep me from even having to try. I don't know. I blocked him, y'all. I ain't even gonna lie. I blocked him. Yeah, I don't even know what the lesson is for me right there because either I feel like I'm trusting my instincts because that's what I told my sister when she was like, girl, you probably just need your older man. I said something was off. I can't put my finger on it, but something went right. And she said, well, girl, trust your instincts. And that's what I'm, discernment. Something went right. So I blocked him and that's dead. But it had me wondering, like, Lord, girl, you said you wanted you know what I'm saying? You trying to get into something, but you got to be willing to get into it for it to happen. So now I'm just like, girl, what do you want, girl? Do you want this dream body? Because if you, well, not even this dream body, because again, I always say the starter pack that the Lord gave me is on point. That's first off, because we ain't working with nothing over here. We just trying to take what we got and enhance it and get it right. I'm literally just tired of standing in the mirror sucking in this little stomach and tooting little booty up when I could just lift it up by lifting my weights and doing my squats and eat right so that the little belly go down. But again, starter pack ain't bad. But it's one of those things where it's like, girl, in order, like, you ain't getting on nobody's table having a surgery. So if you want this body that you keep saying that you want, you got to work for it. If you want this man, when somebody come around and want to get to know you, you got to be willing to get to know him. You know what I'm saying? Whatever it is, you know what I'm saying? That even making the treats and stuff of my mama, she paid me for them treats. And so, like, I can be like, oh, I don't feel like it because I didn't. And literally, it was only because of the turnaround time. I typically do a 2 to 3 day turnaround time because life be life. And it's not the only thing that I do, But yeah, she was gonna pay for it. So if I say I'm gonna do it in a certain amount of time, I need to get her done. Especially if I'm depending on my sister to take me all the way to Richmond because I ain't gonna have to drive all the way. The interstates is trash. It's not even an interstate. It's the work that they're doing on the tunnel and then all of this congestion, like trying just to get to Hampton. Absolute trash. I won't be going again. I won't be going. But yeah, I just don't know. I don't know, y'all. Like I said, if you are a prayer warrior, if you know me and you are good peoples, pray for your girl. Again, if you know that you don't even be praying for yourself, and if you was to reach out to the Lord right now and you feel like he'll say, well, girl, who is this? Do not say nothing for me. Don't even think of me when you pray, because you need to pray for yourself and you need to work on yourself. And hopefully that don't sound terrible. I'm saying that more jokingly, but I am serious. If you don't even pray for yourself and you don't even say your grace when you eat, go ahead and sit this one out and you let the prayer warriors intercede on my behalf. Okay. I'm over here praying for myself too. But like I said, sometimes the ones that encourage and pour into others just need somebody to have their back and do the same thing. I'm wrapping it up. I'm glad I didn't say I won't be before you long. I'm looking at the time. It's been 32 minutes, y'all. I swear I had 10 minutes worth of nothing to say because I didn't even know what I was going to talk about. But if you made it this long along, like I always say, I love y'all. Thank you for listening to me ramble. And if you didn't, I'm going to try to get something together to hold you next time, good. Y'all be blessed. Have an amazing day. Or it's the night. Enjoy the rest of your night. Have an amazing day. Have a great week. And I will talk to y'all next week. All right. Y'all be blessed.